I think what I'll do is take a look at the minnow tank. It's definitely overgrown a bit. The plants are, you would think, at least I'm thinking, that they would take a lot of nutrients out of the water, but man, this little sponge filter I have in here is just not enough to keep it filtered. But I can say that finally this plant is starting to take off a little bit. It was a long time dormant, and then I think this is stargrass. I think this is finally starting to come back too. We'll see. Anyways, yeah, I need to take a look at this. Maybe test the water just to see if my parameters are way out of whack or if there's some type of balance going on here. So maybe I'll do that. All right, so I tested the ammonia. Ammonia was fine, no issues. And we are a couple minutes away from a nitrate test. And so far that also looks pretty good, but we shall see. Looks like this tank is doing okay after all. But we'll see. Confirm in a couple minutes. So nitrates. Also perfect, 0 parts. So in spite of this tank looking like it's loaded with nutrients, and maybe it is, at least it is balanced. So I'm not going to stress about it. I'll probably pull some floaters out of here. But other than that, I am just going to keep it rolling. Pretty happy with that. I wasn't sure what to expect, but all good. Okay, so this is what the tank looks like presently. Lots of green hair algae. At least that's what I'll call it. I think it's called that. The larger rocks are also covered, but the water parameters, as we checked, are good, and the fish seem well. This is the tank about 4 months ago. Not much algae, very clear water. The red root floaters are really not as overgrown, so maybe that's why it looks a little bit brighter. But the reality is the water is much more clear than it was, and there's not a lot of algae in the tank. So the question I have is, should I leave the tank as is with the algae, but with balanced water parameters? Or should I consider adding some filtration to cut down on the algae? I mean, on the one hand, the tank seems balanced now. It's really low maintenance. I don't have to do a lot with it. But if I go with more filtration, particularly biological filtration, then I'll likely get clearer water. However, at the expense of additional cost and complexity. It'll be more work. And it's more expensive for another filter. So I'm not sure. And I guess I'll probably have to put a bit more thought into it, but I'm curious to hear your opinion and what you would do in these circumstances. So take a minute and think about it and let me know. I'd really appreciate any guidance and your opinions on what to do next on this one. So thanks for that, and thank you for watching.